Good morning, everybody. I'm live this morning. I was live last night, went into some longs, and this is what we have now. Let me hop in on the Discord. Over here on the Discord. It's a very short stream. So I'll probably be here for about an hour for you guys this morning. I don't think we'll need more than an hour to go over what we're going to go over this morning. But basically, we had a nice big dip past 2 days, and I took advantage of the dip. I got Dogecoin long average at 9 cents. We're around 9.5, so that's about 5% gain. I went long on Bitcoin. We dropped back down, came back above my entry. We're up about 5% on that, but gotta multiply by my leverage. I think my ETH and XRP are doing a little bit better. XRP, my longs are around $1.20. We recovered over 17% from that, so XRP is doing really well. So if you guys got your longs yesterday, you're doing really well. I got the screenshot of the current trades as well. Pop that up so you guys understand. So basically my longs that I have this morning are over here. I have the Cardano long, Bitcoin long, I have the XRP long, Ethereum long, Dogecoin long, and ZIL. I actually added more to my ZIL. I'm a little bit greedy. Actually, this morning, I even added more to my ZIL long. So my average cost is now 4.25. It was around 4.1 in that range. So I added more ZIL, being a little bit greedy. And just watching these rips this morning. I see the top of these liquidations. I'll grab that for you guys real quick. Let's zoom out. I mentioned like a short-term take profit on Doge could be about 11.35. That could be like less aggressive. But let's liquidations 10.96. So Bitcoin liquidations, let's add that up here as well. That's only around 76,542. That's very funny. 76542. I mean, what are the odds of that? ETH are very, very nice liquidations. 22, about 2260. I've seen ETH a lot higher than 2260. This is just 5-minute chart, by the way. 5-minute chart. We'll do liquidations on the other time frame after this. So we have these 5-minute liquidations. Grab this for you guys. Print this in here. Throw this in Discord. I have the charts channel for you guys. So we have those 5-minute liquidations on that top side. This is just a 5-minute chart. And if I switch over to a bigger time frame, like the weekly or the 4-hour, get a better idea. Hey, good morning, everybody. But I'll leave this on here for a second, let some people catch up. My indicator for Dogecoin, if we drop really hard, 6.72, it would probably buy a lot on spot. I'm on here with you guys for about an hour. You have any questions, you better ask now. You think Bitcoin is going to recover? Yeah, I think eventually long term it will recover. And short term, we've been recovering. From the bottom of the dip until now, we're up 11%, which is very good volatility for crypto. We go to the top of these liquidations, we're looking at another 13% move for Bitcoin. So that's just on the 5-minute chart. I realized I need to make layouts for like different time frames. Because if I go from 5 minutes to 4 hour on Bitcoin, and I have those liquidations, I'll say 5-minute liquidation. So if you look at something like Bitcoin here, if you see a 5-minute liquidation, it's at this line right here. So from current price to there, it doesn't look that bad. 4-hour liquidations up here at 96,000. So it's around 96,837. So we have 5-minute liquidations. And then we have the 4-hour liquidations. And then you want to take that spread from the 5 minutes to the 4-hour. And you look at the RSI as well. Look at that MACD RSI. We're still recovering. So RSI is oversold. We're recovering. Now we're also losing bearish momentum. This is our 4-hour chart. So looks very promising right here for those recovery on the 4-hour. And then we have the green dots range in there. So the difference between the 4-hour liquidations around 76,500 to the 4-hour 96,000, about 26% spread. So that's a 26% spread between the 5-minute and the 4-hour liquidations, which means we're probably going to have a good volatility score. So 96,837 top of the liquidations. If we were to do the same as that thing to Doge, oh no, are these all? Yeah, this is 15 minutes right now. Sorry, it is 15-minute candle. My bad. Correction. Let me edit that real quick. Well, the 15-minute and 5-minute, they share the same liquidation spread. So that's fine. Matthew says, how is unicorn fart dust doing? So we want to look at unicorn fart dust. We would go over here. I would have to use a website for that. Cannot use TradingView. It doesn't have the updated chart, so let me pull that real quick for you. Unicorn fart dust followed Solana, so Let me. Window capture. No. Oh no. What is this? I'm on a higher resolution, so my stuff goes off sometimes. So unicorn fart dust, if I look over here. Last time we had a green block was when Solana was dipping, and then we had a small recovery. So from green block till the peak there was about 50% movements. Let's add that. So we had that nice movement there. It's 50% movement, and then from that peak down, we dropped to 53%. So we had this range. We didn't double top. We made a lower low, and we broke under. I had a line for like where good buys for unicorn fart dust were before. And sometimes, like when they're under that line, you want to buy. When you're significantly above that line, you want to sell. And I'm just looking here. We are probably in an area where people are going to be accumulating. So market cap's relatively low. I think this market cap with the liquidity is pretty fair. $1.1 million liquidity, $8.8 million market cap. Usually memes like this at least go up to 50 million to 100 million a few times. Unicorn fart dust already did that quite a bit before. It ran majorly before, was over 40 cents. So when we are zoomed in over here, I like the TradingView integration on this platform, by the way. When we zoom in over here, it may be in that buy zone right now. So I'm seeing the accumulation. So the accumulation zone, I see it on unicorn fart dust, keeps getting lower. But from the accumulation zones to the spikes, these are still big moves. Like this was 70% move. So we'll see how this goes. I probably would not sell it right here, but if people sold it up here, up to here. Last time we had the accumulation zone, it was a higher price, and then it went up over 175%. So let me screenshot this as well, real quick. So yeah, having unicorn fart dust in this accumulation zone is pretty good. All right, let's go back to the TradingView side, TradingView app. A question that I have this morning is, should I take profits? I'm up a lot from these longs. Is taking profits something that interests me this morning? Maybe. May not be the worst time to take some profits across the board. Matthew says 140K Bitcoin. Yeah, the scary thing about Bitcoin, like we could drop down to 40K as well. Even these 5-minute liquidations on the bottom side. We have 8.6 Doge. We have 60K Bitcoin. We have $1,700 ETH. We have $1.10 for XRP. The reason you don't see a lot of these liquidations on that 4-hour is we already cleared the majority of the 4-hour liquidations and now they're building back up. The way this indicator works is that when people open their position collectively, the dots appear. So we're not getting a lot of new dots right now. And when the positions have been liquidated, as you can see, the line is something like this. You zoom in here. This was their position entry. This was their liquidation price. They didn't close it early. Candle hit there. They were liquidated. A lot of these positions on Doge shorts were liquidated because they waited until near the bottom. Are we still in this uptrend? That's something we have to consider as well. This is a very sharp uptrend, I might add. If I take this angle from the drop until here, it's not 90 degree, but it's almost 90 degrees. If this is like this, that's 90 degrees. So this is probably like 100, 110, maybe 120 degrees right here. This was a very, very algorithmic recovery, I'll say. If I do like this, and then I do like this. Now I look at ETH. ETH is a bigger angle. I already know which one's going to have the biggest angles, which one's going to have the smallest angles. But right here, we don't have enough points of data. We didn't really come down enough. If I wanted to do the angle right here, it's a really bad angle for trying to track. XRP, I'll look at XRP as well. Just looking. And I thought we would wick down a little bit more, but we didn't. So I'm going to spend the next hour with you guys debating if I want to take profit on some of these longs that I took yesterday, because they're up significantly. I'm up over 5,000% in total on these longs. So Unicorn Fart Dust, we saw that is a very low market cap meme coin. Dogecoin is a very high market cap meme coin. Usually the higher the market caps, the more stable. So let me see how smart my AI is this morning. So I'm going to put this image into the AI and run it and see what the AI says. Oh, the snowman's melted. The snowman has been destroyed. So I'm just checking with the AI, just getting a little bit of a feel about these angles and these charts. But if I squint my eyes, I see this block on from Doge at 10 cents up to about 11. This is very heavy. I don't see a lot of red though, right? I see very little red. Whereas Bitcoin, I'm seeing a lot more red. So I see a lot more dollar value liquidation for Bitcoin than I do for ETH or XRP on the 5-minute chart. So I do know that we could go up there. We do have markets opening in 8 minutes. So I want to see if we get like any major moves within the next 8 minutes to see if I'm going to be able to take profits this morning. See if I can squeeze a little bit more out of the charts. Cheers. How are you guys doing this morning? Let's do another poll. Are you bullish or bearish? Let's do a poll on Bitcoin. Are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin? Yesterday, you guys were divided in half. Just getting these positions like from $1.20 to $1.40 on spot, that would be 20 cents per XRP. If you had 1,000 XRP times 20 cents, that's a decent bag. If you had 10,000 XRP, that's $2,000 profit that some people are looking at this morning. Yeah, but it was freezing this morning. This morning it was freezing outside, but no snow, no ice. Reminder: this this stream is not financial advice. Anything you see here is for entertainment or educational purposes. Don't want you guys getting the wrong ideas. So I use the AI to measure the slopes because I didn't want to bring out a tool. It's very slow, very close. So I'm just playing around with the AI for a second. Charles says, what do you see in Zilcoin? So they just had a really major update. Their update also made it better for the holders as well. If I look at ZIL, ZIL, Zilica, on the weekly, what I notice here is I started noticing a lot of green lots for Zilica, and I was ignoring a majority of this until the RSI came down here. So when the RSI came down here, I started listening more. So when I see the RSI oversold completely, I was like, this is a very interesting chart. I've seen this thing come up before from a similar range. It went from 4 cents up to about 23 cents in a matter of just a few weeks, 49 days. And we haven't had anything really major since then. We had these small bumps from like 2 cents, 4 cents, right? So following wedge targets up there. I would probably take profit if you bought it. Take profit around 26, 24. That would be my goal. If it started running again, I would probably take profits on 24 cents. But just seeing that RSI like that, and then we see the volume increase as well. And this is on the weekly chart. We weren't getting a big volume. This is the biggest weekly volume since 2022. So this has been 4 years. So it's been a long time for ZIL. Largest volume spike in 4 years. So I'll put that chart in the Discord as well. If you are in the Discord, you want to see that chart. The big volume spike is something great to look at. I mean, I can pop up their other stuff, the fundamentals, if you like. So I'm a little bit lazy. Let me. Is it how they? Let me see real quick. I'm on the wrong website. So one of the things I saw about the Zilliqa update was their API rate limit was increased, and they listened to the community feedback. This is one requirement that a lot of projects need. You need higher API limits, and with the API limits increased, they made it free of charge for Zilliqa users. They also identified and resolved a transaction-triggered edge case that could cause validator nodes to panic due to unhandled exception, and they addressed via a targeted bug fix, so they're fixing the bugs as well. Proof of concept initiated by the LTIN infrastructure backed by Telecom Liechtenstein to operate Zilliqa testnet nodes, further strengthening institutional and regulatory readiness. And they're starting to work for making project partners as well. They also had they had an update as well for the EVM. So it's an interesting time for the coin. Just looking at the weekly chart over here. All right, let's go back over to these charts to just see if I'm going to take profits or if I'm going to keep holding these trades. I have about 30 minutes to make that decision with you guys. And markets are open. The stock market's open. Let's see how MicroStrategy did this morning. So MicroStrategy, it started recovering. So MicroStrategy, my green block came in, and now we're oversold territory. Pretty oversold. My logic with MicroStrategy is there's one big brain move about MicroStrategy nobody discusses. You won't find this on the internet. I'll be the first one to tell you, but let me write it up so nobody copies me. So I put this in Discord. I'll put it on ets.com real quick too. But basically, the logic is a large company, if they wanted to buy a lot of Bitcoin, they could buy a large share of MicroStrategy stock and avoid that slippage. So Bitcoin's under their average cost, which is bad. But this is the first weekly green block that my indicator popped for a micro strategy since 2023. In 2023, it was $20. So it's a little bit wild. And remember, we had the stock split and everything. So 25 to $106 is crazy. But it's crazy for a few years. Let's go back over here. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're getting a little bit more green. The markets are waking up and they're noticing the dip and they're accepting the dip. They're buying the dip. That's what I'm seeing on the charts out here. This is looking like a good morning. One moment. You got a key? You got a key? Yeah, Bitcoin's almost at 68,000. We're pushing. We're almost at that 200 EMA, which would be 68,659. That would be a very good bullish target to hit for Bitcoin. And to get there, we're only about 1% away. So, feeling pretty good. What are you doing? One moment. You gonna drive? I'll let you drive for a little bit, okay? A little bit, not much. All right, can you turn on your device? Turn on your computer. Get ready to drive your car. Get ready to drive your car. All right, so as I was saying, the price of Bitcoin, $68,000, almost at 69,000. We're still pushing. Dogecoin is almost 10 cents. Yeah. I'm looking over here. XRP is at $1.45. Ethereum's almost at $2,000. This is a good morning. People don't want to miss this. The market woke up and decided to buy. So the market opened green. That's what I'm seeing. You ready? Let me get your car, okay? You ready to drive? What do you want to drive? Wait. You like this? No, this is not it. You can't drive this one, Bailey. You can drive this one. No, that's not drive. Here. Get ready. Lock in and drag. Dogecoin's at 9.6 up here. Look at these liquidations on this top side. That's what I like to see. Ha ha ha. Having a fun time on this chart over here. Woo. What do you guys think? Are you guys bullish? Are you bearish? Did you go long on dip yesterday? Or did you wait? Yes. You scared the dinosaur? What's up, YouTube? Bitcoin whipped up there. It's coming down a little bit on the 15. We're trying to get up here to these liquidations. We are wicking a little bit, but we're going to get there. Matter of time. I did mention that my trade yesterday was risky. It was risky because look at this. We wicked down. We wicked down, and now we're in the profits. Wick down, profits. Wick down, profits. So this risky trade, not for everybody. This is not for everybody, I must add. But I'm happy. Happy I got the trades when I did. A few people are bullish in the chat, but the majority of the poll is bullish, so that's good news. Well, Bitcoin just lost 68,000 on the 5 minutes. We're already noticing also on the 15. Now our site is getting overbought up here. So that is something to consider. Our site is getting into that overbought territory. So we are struggling right here. The RSI may have to cool down, but I think we are going to get those liquidations. It doesn't mean we're safe from these liquidations down below. We can come back to my entry again. That's a possibility. So within the next 18 minutes, I'm going to decide, do I take profits or do I keep holding? The profits are pretty good right now. But if we go up another 20 cents on XRP, those profits would be a lot better. I'll tell you that right there. From $1.20 to above $1.40, that's already really good. This has been my best performer from yesterday's dip, is getting the XRP long. There we go. Look at Bitcoin. Look at this. If we look at this on a 1 minute, we had a drop down under that line, barely. And then we pushed back up. So we had a drop down as well. Start pushing back up. Going through those liquidations. On the 1 minute, we're very close to that 70K. If I put these charts on the 1 second, I don't have the very best. I don't need ticks. I want 1 second. I'm not trying to override your server or my server. Well, in the 1 second, we can probably see how these are correlating, how they go together so well. And you can see on the 1 second which one's leading the pack sometimes. Right here, it's almost identical charts in a way. Make sure these are zoomed out. It's funny how these 1 second chart patterns play out. Like, you got all these high leverage longs coming in for XRP on the chart over here, we dropped down 0.5%, they would be liquidated. So it's entertaining watching this on the 1 second. Yeah, second place. Good job. So what I like to watch on the 1 second, I'll add another indicator. Is it not on here? No. Volume. I just hover my mouse over the candles, see if there's anything like big volume on candles. XRP looks like it's doing a little bit better. It's definitely feel like it was leading the pack here on that TradingView side. Dogecoin reclaimed 9.6 cents. Bitcoin's above 68,200. So we can watch the liquidations coming in together here, and we'll switch back to the 15-minute chart as we get closer to those liquidations. But man, what a good morning. You're not driving? Your car ghost driving. Just watching this closer together though, we can see the price moving. You can see the candle formations. You can see the short-term areas like this where we start trying to curve back up. The short-term moving average cross above the long-term, that's more bullish. So there we go right there. In just 1 minute, almost 2 minutes, we're already up more than 0.5% on Doge. Right here, same thing, that pattern right here. From here, this is an area where you would want to buy. When that short-term crossing up. Yeah. When the alligator opened up. From that short-term area, just from that area, if you were super late, like that dip to recovery here, Bitcoin's up 0.69%, which is very big. We have an area here, Dogecoin up 1%, XRP 1.4%, and ETH over 1% as well. So I think we are seeing a lot more bullish activity and momentum heading on this morning for crypto, especially watching the 1 second chart and getting a feel for what traders are doing. A lot of volatility as well. If I were to check out something like ZIL on the 1 second chart, it may not have this much movement. It's lower trading. This is what we see for ZIL on the 1 second chart. So it's not nice big full candles. Like up 1.7% in the last 30 minutes, which is better than nothing, right? I'd rather these cryptos be up than down. Especially the ones that I'm long in. Yeah, if you ever get bored, put your chart on 1 second and see like those micro dips and then keep climbing. Look at that 1 second RSI. Get to the rhythm of counting the RSI over Bolt, how many times it gets up there. Like from that circle that I drew until now, the 1 minute RSI was over Bolt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Is overbought 16 times. So we're getting overbought more frequently on the 1 minute and the 1 second, which shows that we have that bullish momentum. And we measured those dips as well from that top of the peak, 68K down to 60,000. That's like 1/3%. So lots of money to be made today. I see a lot of traders are doing a lot of volatile trading. So getting these 1/4% or 1/3% movements very frequently on Bitcoin is what the traders like. from the def cross down to the bottom of that dip was a third of a move. From this def cross, we're still dropping. It's about a third of a percent as well. And if it's at about a third percent and then goes back up, then that justifies that we're still bullish. If it starts bleeding down like more than 1% from here, that's a really bad sign. We have a local double bottom on XRP, 1 second chart. Let's put this stuff back on the 15 minutes though. And we're going to see. We're still above that line. So we're still quite a distance from those liquidations on the 15 minute. I have about 10 minutes with you guys at least. I let the kid watch YouTube videos of Forza and driving games with a steering wheel because a little bit too short to reach the pedals. Oh boy. I have to hit the big F5 key for refresh. Repull the data from the server. XRP is almost $1.50. Actually, that's really good. XRP has been like a better performer for me. I like it. Move it, move it. Let me here. We're very close to $2,000 on ETH. I'm leaning more on the side of holding. You guys help me out. Let's do a poll. Let's see what you guys think. What should Tame do? Take profits, hodl longs. You guys help me think about this. Should I take profits or should I hodl my longs? Could these become some very epic trades of the year? We're only in the month of February. What do you fellow gentlemen think? Well, $1,983 for Ethereum. XRP is around $1.46 and DOGE is still almost around 10 cents. Bitcoin's clinging to that 68K, fell under it a little bit, went back above it. Whew. David says, when declining your entry and exit, do you avoid the last 5 to 10 minutes of an hourly candle? I feel like I've noticed increased volatility in those last minutes. Same with longer time frame candles. Oh, when deciding. No, I'll want to wait and see how this hourly candle goes. I just have a very busy day today, David. So I know that I won't be able to check the charts frequently. That's my problem. And I'm wondering if there's a chance we come back down halfway, liquidate, and then I can get another entry. I've seen days like this though, where we did come down, but then we kept running fast, and I probably would not be able to get those entries again as well. Like this was a good entry. Like this was a good entry. It's okay. Like we're up 7%. These are decent entries that people look for. So I'm still thinking if I hold these, like I could be up over 20,000% just a few days if everything goes right. Ethereum's still up here above 1900. Bitcoin's still clinging that 68K. So we have 3 minutes to decide, guys. 3 minutes to decide. Shall longer hold or sell? What would you do if you were in my situation? What would you do if you woke up, you had a bunch of epic trades? What would you do if you woke up to this? If all your trades were up like this, would you wake up and take profits? 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. I'm up over 9,000% this morning on all those trades combined. It's only 9,000%. That's only 90 times. That's like holding Bitcoin from $1,000 to $90,000. You don't get that opportunity a lot. So if the price does go down, I would lose that profit. But if it keeps going, maybe that 9,000 turns into 18,000%. Something to consider. You know, something to consider. I'm trading on wheats, by the way, on these trades. I saw some big exchanges had some issue this week. I I saw Binance had a big issue this week. I'll pull that up for you guys. So it kind of reminded me of the time we were shorting FTX and watching FTX go under. But I saw Binance had some big trouble. I'm not trying to FUD them. But the CZ said that they had some issues, technical issues. Is it that time? Is that the time? The 10 o'clock candle. The moment I've been waiting for. Let's see what this 10 o'clock candle brings. Rising above said profit's good. Profit's good, yeah. I want to be greedy. I want profits to be great. I want to rip the faces off of these shorts up here. If I close my positions, I might not be able to do that or participate in that or brag about it. So I'm just looking here. It would be nice to be up over 100,000% by the end of February. Would be nice. Let's check in on MicroStrategy one more time. Oh yeah. They did a stock split before. Yeah, looking very, very scary for MicroStrategy, actually. A lot of the big Bitcoin miners are having trouble right now too. So that might help slow down some supply. XRP looks like it's going to get above $1.60 relatively soon. David says, take profits. I'm seeing a nice upwards channel like a bear flag. So here's the thing that's stopping me from taking profits on Doge right now. I go over here to this daily chart. I go to this daily chart. We go back to this 200 EMA. That's 18 cents for Doge. So we're very far. We're very, very far from those big targets. I might be able to stretch this out for 5 more minutes with you guys to help me decide. All right, guys. Vote. Should I hold or should I take profits? So far, 70% said hold the longs. Yeah, we may be due for a good bounce. I like to buy when they're crying, and I like to sell when they're taking screenshots. Man. I didn't see enough people taking screenshots on social media today, so I'm probably going to hold my position. Like, I'm dead serious. I don't see people bragging right now. I don't see people bragging that they bought the dip, that they're in profits. I still see people crying. So I don't think it's time to take profits yet. Top Fuel Tim says hold. We only going higher. I see like this short term, like we could rip up. If you're in Discord, put your current trades. Let's see how those trades are doing. If you caught the tips. Yeah. $1.48 on XRP. $1,981 for Ethereum. Bitcoin's almost above 68,500, and DOGE is still shortly under 9.6 cents. That's what's up. We're going. I think. All right, so it's 10:10 a.m. Wrapping up this stream soon. I think I will hold my lungs. I'm holding. I'm holding. I think it's going to be a good trade. Yes. All right, guys. That's it. I'm wrapping up the stream. You guys have a good one. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something new today. Hope you guys are making profits in your trades. I'll stream later this evening. Tune back in probably after market closes today. Maybe around 5 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back on. So find me at 5 o'clock Eastern tonight. Peace out. Silver, silver, silver. Make sure you have a lot of physical silver. You'll need it.